Hello, I'm Andrew Fryer, and in this demonstration of System Center Essentials, or SCE, I'm going to take a look at updates. I've got the SCE console open, I've got the Update tab highlighted, and I'm at the top of the update tree here, which gives me this nice pane of glass telling me exactly what's going on with all my updates. The most important thing I need to know is what updates are in progress now, and that's right at the top of the screen for me to see. Further down I get the history, and at the bottom another important thing is how well SCE is synchronizing with Microsoft updates. And you can synchronize now if you want to get the updates that you need straight away. Another thing to note before I get into the updates themselves is that my virtual machine was growing all the time I was doing these demos because I hadn't configured Update Services Maintenance here. You'll need to turn this on manually. It's not on by default, and you can schedule maintenance to run whenever you wish it to. You can then re-index the database, you can decline unneeded updates, and down here you can update cancelled or renewed subscriptions. And I could turn all of that on and let that go. So I could do a re-index, a decline now, to make sure I've got everything as tidy as possible. Okay, let's have a look at some of the updates in more detail. I guess the key thing I need to know is what's actually happening right now. So what's in progress? And if I click on this option here, I get a reporting services report where I can see where this is being applied to and what the deadline is. Now this might look a little odd, but that's because I keep stopping and starting System Center Essentials. This wouldn't happen in your world. Notice too that I can get a complete readout of any particular machine without having to go anywhere else. Digging into updates in a bit more detail, I might go to security updates here and find out what's going on with security updates. You can see at the bottom of the screen I get details about each one of these, and if I right click on it I can bring up a deployment status screen to see that this particular update isn't applicable to any of the machines, so I can see which ones it's going to apply to or not, as the case may be. Let's have a look at one that's actually likely to be doing something. And here we can see that actually this is successful because it's not applicable to 3, it's successful on 2, and that's it. So we're all good with that one. I can also get more detail about exactly what this thing is. I get a little bit of a description here, but I can get the full readout just by clicking on the KB article link here. And this is the .NET framework, allow remote code execution. So I'm a bit worried about this. I can find out more about it down here. The other thing I can do is look at all the unapproved updates and see whether I actually want to approve any of them. So for example, this is the NVIDIA display on the physical machine. I can bring up the properties of this, find out more information about it, but actually that's not applicable because it's Windows Vista and Windows 7. I think the reason it's picked that up though is because I've got the NVIDIA drivers running on the physical machine so that I can project off of it rather than using the native display drivers. Somewhat unusual for a machine running Hyper-V. Other tasks that I need to do in updates, maybe to create a new update myself. I could configure the update settings here to refine exactly what I'm getting down and make sure I'm only getting the stuff I need but not missing anything at the same time. Configure auto approvals, for example. We can override what we initially configured when we installed SCE here. And also I can look at things like automatically approving the latest revision of the updates and make sure that System Center Essentials itself is being updated as part of the process. I've got a bunch of reports down here and we'll look at those when I come onto the section about reporting. So for me actually, this whole update process simplifies things so much in your organisation that it's probably the one reason to go and invest in SCE in a small business. In my next demo, I'm going to have a look at how we can also use SCE to deploy software to the machines that you're managing.